Bones. I think I figured it out. Hydrogen Gambit. I'm pretty sure I caught it, but I'm not sure. I'm hoping the dev team is gonna help me out on this one. Now, what am I talking about in Hydrogen Gambit? Well, I'm not talking about this, but I'm talking about something close to this. Matter of fact, it's way closer to the core than you think. So what this is Hydrogen Gambit. Why do I call this Hydrogen Gambit? Well, firstly, just this information is kind of a lot to deal with. There's a few different ways to do it, but this is about the simplest, reduced down version of it I think I can come up with, given what we will be using all this for later. But first things first, I got to give you a piece. And the thing about that piece is, it is just an image. I can park that anywhere on the screen. But that's not what we want here in the Hydrogen Gambit, because this is a triple body problem. Why is that so critical to understand? Well, all the information comes from what we learned about this. No matter what web page we deconstruct ever, we're about to come up to this. And there's some basic parts. Now, as you go to deconstruct this, there's this first box. That's really only the thing on here short of the styles of things, which have a lot to do with their positionings, and what will be in here, which is the images. Because you don't find the images themselves. You can't find nothing to do with the images in here. I got to clean this up a little bit, but let me format that real quick. Here, yeah, I got to tighten all that. So I went through every single one of them, individually, and I tested it, and some of the numbers are important. Some of them I left for zeros for reasonings, because without them, something glitchy happened. Now, I went through this 2 or 3 times. That may not be all of them, but I think I got everything without something being on here, including this, which is the box, which will, you can add something. Let's call it like added an array or something, and it'll just go back to the box. It'll just be a box in here right now with a simple white outline. Okay, that's it. That's all that array does, is it gives me the initial grid box, and we can change its size right here. Boom, baby. So then you can start to go ahead and feel around with this. I can tell you I want it in the top right corner. I want it in the bottom left corner. I can have it in all 4 corners, and there should be a grid position for it. Technically, once you know arc sign, you'll know major and minor arc side. So once you find one of those positions, it'll automatically move it when you do what you need to do for superposition. That is to getting to know your terminal, I do believe, or something to that effect. So mind me to prattle on here a little bit, but it really doesn't matter the image. It's going to need to be a PNG, though, or something of that effect, so I can change its scale and start to do the real fundamental practices about why we can do anything with this. Now, technically, still, I'm locked up here. I really don't know what to add to this. I'm in that weird place going, just you'd have to come through this, and let's start with A. And technically, at least I have something where I could possibly try this, delete it, reset, do that. That is the Death's Contract Gambit. And it's something that there is no answer for it, and I want to be clear about that kind of thing, that notation about this type of monster. This is a game, it's not chess, but it's going to do the same things on your brains. Like, it's a very heavy strategy game, and your resources and which ones you get used to developing and when they'll become useful later is going to be a super critical practice, even though you may not know what you want to use it for. It's one of the things I'm not very good, but I know how important this is. I understand that, the web page could be anything. It could be a stone mill. I might need to make this a Zelda game kind of a style or something. My point here is that that's the nature of Hydrogen Gambit in the DCG. So catch you on the next one.